I'll be honest. Y'all genuinely surprised me with how much y'all like Gozu. I do not care about this fraud! What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil here. Fun fact, I do suit. Have it on me and keep it on me at all times. And one fun fact, here we are to do a breakdown, live reaction, review, and analysis of chapter 255 of GOATSUMURA, which is known as Just a Little Bit Now. And Gozu's still alive. At least for right now. But, okay. I mean, we take those. I'll admit, I was thinking about it, because, you let a whole week pass, you reflect on your thoughts a little bit, and I was like, well, maybe deep down in my heart of hearts, maybe I do actually like Gozu on some sort of level more than just, but not really, man. I don't know. Like, I try to look past the, okay, cool power set, and cool, fantastic design. Let me dig a little deeper. Let me rip open my heart and soul. And then I was like, oh, there's nothing here. There's nothing here except for like one pseudo interesting interaction about how he's not just gonna follow Izuki down the road, and then he did just follow Izuki down the road. Like he has nothing. He's like he has a whiff of a dynamic with Kumanomi, and then that's it. I confidently believe there's no greater depth or gap, I'd say, not depth. There's no greater gap between how much I rock with a character's design and how much I don't rock with the character in the most neutral way possible. Because let me say this. I don't dislike Gozu. I just don't, I can't feel anything beyond that first level. And that, if you know me, that's actually pretty crazy. Because usually, I'll develop an opinion one way or another. It's rare for me to say, I'm dead neutral on a character. But I'm dead neutral on Gozu, dog. To the point where when I made that poll last week, I was like, alright, so I'm like, ain't no one care, bro. Ain't no one really gonna miss Gozu, because there ain't really much in this about Gozu. I'm like, cool powers and stuff like that. But I mean, cool powers and cool design can carry you pretty well, because he did great in that poll. A lot of people are gonna miss Gozu. But let's see, maybe Gozu, maybe he lives. I mean, he got a whole katana through his chest, but we've seen worse in Sakamoto days, unironically. Remember Kashima? Let's see. What? Alright. Man, on your knees. Don't let Shishiba unzip right now. I'm sorry. Let's see. I can't die now. Kay needs me by his side. I have to. What? Oh, what's that? See? Is it gonna be flipped? Does this work? Is this C? Is it this? See, the one thing that was really interesting about you, Gaku. Guys, get you, Gaku! Gozu. The one thing that was really interesting about you. And now you're just another K-Glazer, bro. Just another K-Glazer. You're nothing. It is crazy, especially considering, I think Haruma has he has a fine design. He has a good design for motion. And I do like the idea of the detail of his eyes closed and the swirl on his face. He has an interesting enough design. But the fact that I feel so much more about Haruma, who has, I'd say, relatively comparable screen time to Gozu, probably the same introduction to death pipeline too. That man showed up just to die. I feel like, man, I don't know. I think it's because he had more dynamics, but did Haruma? Well, he had dynamics with Kumanomi. He had a dynamic with Gaku. He had a dynamic with Izuki. He had a dynamic with Shin. Yeah, so I think ultimately what Gozu suffers from is he didn't have enough time to bounce off other characters, which is funny because he's around. I don't know, he just doesn't hit. And cool motivation, I guess, that you want to support Kay, but your homie's probably getting low diff right now. Let's see. Oh, what's he looking at? Those don't look like Shishiba's pants. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, he did. Oh yeah, he did. Whoa, I can't fall here. A shock horror Gozu. You were in fact not playing Fire Emblem. You were not playing Fire Emblem Engage, bro. You were in fact playing Conquest on Lunatic Plus, bro. You are gone. You know how crazy. I'm shocked this guy keeps getting appearances. This is the guy who boomed himself all the way back in the initial Sakamoto introduction, right? Man, those who had games even Gaku had games. See, I'm missing their names consistently. Gaku even had games when he was young. And alright. Oh, so wait! You do remember Tenkyu exists! Is he gonna show back up? Who did he fight though? What did he do? I don't know. I feel like that's why Vitelli duty resolved. And hey, I still, even if it was, you know, the final fight for Osaragi being against a nameless bum with a kid is like the most horrific way for that character to go out, honestly, in terms of the fraud allegations. But I was expecting that lady to come back. The lady with the kid to come back. I was expecting that. I legit thought Suzuki Sensei forgot. So this appearance of Tenkyu here, even if it is in like artificial, tiny, scrubby flashback form twice. Oh, so he's always half blind. Or no, that's right, he has the super eye. But yeah, even this guy. So like, we may get a Tenkyu appearance before end of narrative. Maybe. In that case, cool. Maybe he'll go help Shin against Tanabata, I guess. Maybe. Let's see. But yep, we got guys name I don't remember, K himself, Haruma, Gaku, Tenkyu, Kuminomi. Poor Kuminomi, man. Technically though, I'll give, even if she was done horrific. Well, not done horrifically. I mean done horrifically in like a good, like she lost the fight badly way. Not and done horrifically as in like she's the worst character. She's actually, I would say, one of, I've gone over this before, but she's unironically one of the most successful members of X's crew, and also has one of the most unique abilities and a design that has definitely caused a lot of controversy, but still, I'd say one of the most standout characters. I'd say literally right behind, honestly, hold on. I can't say that. That's crazy. Do I like her more than I like Uzuki and Gaku? I think maybe crazy. She's either number 3. She's top 3, and I think depending on the moment you ask me, like literally my brain's running in circles right now. Depending on the moment you ask me, she may be like either number 1, number 2, or number 3. Because I still really do like Gaku, but Gaku suffer like it's the same thing. The whole of X's gang suffers from having no dubs. Like Haruma has a dub against Shin. Okay, congratulations. You beat someone who's not even ordered here. And even then, he did a whole bunch of damage to you because you were fumbling the bag. But like, Gaku has no dubs. Kunomi has, well, she has a dub. That's the thing. She did slay an order member. Uzuki technically has a dub or 2, I think. Like, like I don't know, man. But still, yeah, Kuminomi, she shows up here. Kei looking on, Haruma looking on. Interesting. We got that mark on his face later in life. Gaku, we know is gone. So is Haruma. This guy we know is gone. And thank you, straight cheesing, bro. No nose. Let's see. Don't be mad. I'll be right there. I'm just a little tired. Just gotta recharge a little. Be right there. Oh, that's interesting. So his hair literally became white or possibly golden because of the electricity. And yeah, he's dead. Yeah, I mean, a little too late for trying to give me the care about the character or any of his dynamics where you barely explored them. But hey, R.I.P. Gozu. I tell you in pieces, but Shishiba didn't actually cut you up all that much. So good on you, man. It was nice having you. You still have right. You like just as I was having an existential crisis about actually liking Kuminomi the most out of X's gang. You do have my favorite design in the entire series. I can't even. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it, right? If I had to give Gozu 1 minute of respect, he has my favorite design in all Sakamoto Days, which is a series full of fantastic designs. Let's see. Hey, look, the castle stopped glowing because the king of the castle is dead. Right through the stab through the. I can't hit that note, but stab through the heart, and you're too late. You give. Well, to be fair. Can I say that you give X a bad name? X gives X a bad name. Let's see. All right. Yo, Sensei, stop flex though. I mean, like to be fair, maybe it's like a digital art, but yo, to have the light shining through the window of the all pitch black and having Shishiba's reflection coming off the light of the wood grain. I mean, like the only like slight baby critique. If maybe the white outline around them is too thick, but I get that you don't want them to blend too far into the background. You do need some sort of white outline. So yeah, this is a beautiful panel right here. I like this. I like this. This could low key be a wallpaper right here. This is artistic inspiration. But interesting. Shishiba just sits down. Like he doesn't really have a dynamic with Gozu though, man. Like it's in comparison to Shishiba versus Yotamura, right? I still feel like that fight is one of the best in the series for characters that had minimal time beforehand. Yotamura was literally introduced in that fight, I'm pretty sure. And still, his dynamic with Shishiba was so much better. But still, nice to see that Shishiba, seemingly enough, is giving at least some respect to Gozu. Or is just very, very tired. Let's see. Gozu, you're a real pain in the butt. It's so funny when Sakamoto just goes soft on, like, I know I censor myself expeditiously because I like having a channel, but usually in manga they can get a little bit more crass. Let's see. You're not the type to get fired up on your own behalf. You and I are kind of alike, and I still don't believe that, gang. Like, Gozu, where in your character has that ever made sense? If anything, you seem like a smoke demon, but clearly you weren't demonic enough with it. You did one shot Kendaka. I'll give you that. You did one shot Kendaka. We haven't seen that man since. Let's see. Why am I remembering that now? Oh, because you're dying. All right. So I mean, it's a mix of he's extremely fatigued and also possibly giving a little bit of respect to Gozu because Gozu is on his mind. So hey, at least Gozu left a mark on Shishiba. Will Shishiba actually die though? Actually, I had it in close range. I had two in close range. Hold on. Yeah, now let's see. Why am I remembering that now? Oh, because you're trying to go to a little farm upstate with Osaragi, and not the one where the dogs go. Let's see. Ooh, yep, there we go. Okay, so he is actually burning up. All right. So you know what though? That's better. Because the way last chapter, and I thought Shishiba just diffed him. No, Shishiba did take extreme amounts of damage. It was still an extreme diff fight that Shishiba clutched up. So we take those. We love a good extreme diff fight, especially since like this, just as the fight against the bum with the kid was Osaragi's final fight. I'm assuming this is Shishiba's final fight in the narrative, which is fine. It's fine. Like unfortunately, he doesn't have much of a dynamic with X. And I don't think, like, he's not a main character, so I get why he wouldn't show up. Like, Nagamo's last fight being Oki is possible, but especially with the way we're spacing it out, I would not be surprised if Nagamo shows up for the final fight against Suzuki, right? Shin, good agonist, like there's no doubt in my mind he's going to show up to the fight against Suzuki, even though he's fighting Tanabata. Especially since he's fighting Tanabata. Literally a character with no dynamics or anything at all as well. So, but Shishiba, he's probably done. And if for his final fight in the narrative to be an extreme diff against a character who, like I said, didn't have much to him, not much at all outside of aura and a good design and electricity powers, that's literally all three. I will say it was a good final fight for him, if not a little bit. Not what's the word I'm looking for? Not how emotionally. It wasn't emotionally resonant, I'd say, but it was a good fight. Like the action itself was good, the set pieces were good. But there's no deeper emotional run to it, I'd say. Which does make it the second. Because Osaragi's fight also had no emotional pull in it. At least not innately in the fight itself. Like, you'd argue what you thought about Shishiba, and that is an emotional part of that fight. But one thing I'll give a lot of the major final fights so far, even one I'm not the biggest fan of, right? I'm still not the biggest fan of Torres versus Sakamoto round 8, 9, essentially, where Sakamoto goes fat and just loads Torres. I'm not the biggest fan of that fight itself, but that fight actually does have character flow and character dynamics because of the two characters' pre-existing relationship. I'll give it that. For Heisuke versus Kumanomi, and especially with Kamihate being involved in that fight, even if El Matador, or did I call him El Matador? I think that was El Matador. El Matador, or I did not call him that. Whatever I called the mask guy, who was like invulnerable to damage to the metal skin or stuff like that. Even if he was like a non-factor, the emotional weight between Heisuke and Kumanomi was there. Oh, but no, also we had Lou versus the cop guy. So yeah, we've kind of been a little 50-50 in terms of fights actually having emotional investment. But still, a good fight for Shishiba. Let's see. Oh, guess I'm way past my limit too. Figures. Osaragi. Looking back, the two of us did a lot of killing together. Just go ahead and make it canon, bro. Don't even play these games, Potato Chip. Don't butter my toes up. Why are we buttering my toes up? Someone pointed it out to me, and ever since it's been pointed out to me, I can't unsee it. I'm not a feet guy, all right? No judging anyone who is. I'm not a feet guy. But I do mention toes a lot. Like, I always put things on my left big toe. I talk about tickle my toe, like wiggle my toes, tickle my nose. Like I don't know what it feet. Specifically I've done this. I was playing Magic like last weekend. I was playing Magic last weekend. And I kept saying before I do this, I'm gonna butter my toes and tickle my nose or something like that. I was saying something along those lines. And he pointed it out and now I just can't. I don't know what it is. What is it? Am I secretly I don't think so. I don't think I'm a feet guy, but it just keep coming up. But sorry, let's see. Did a lot of killing together. Oh, but just make it. Just make Shishiba? Shishiba? Osaba? I'm not sure what is their ship name. I don't know. Like, with how prominent shipping is in a lot of fandoms, I don't like. There's like no. I don't even think I've even seen like any shipping fan art in Sakamotodays. And to be fair, I'm not too heavily tapped into the fandom, but still, I don't know, man. Usually, I see some. I've seen One Piece. Well, to be fair, One Piece is One Piece. Let's see. I'm definitely going down. Mr. Shishiba, the gods of killing hate you. Well, I mean, the gods of killing helped him find you. So, I don't know about that. Let's see. Like I didn't already know. I know, but gods of killing, look after her for me. Please. Like, you know, though, I'll come down from the, I'm reading a story, and I know what story this is. Shishiba's not gonna die. But, in Shishiba's mind, he is going to die. And especially for him, a character who's been he's been very no-nonsense about killing, right? It's a job that needs to get done. You need to complete the job by any means necessary. It's work. So you get the work done. He never really believed in any, like, the superstitions or anything like that. In fact, he was the straight man to Osaragi's ghost fears, right? So to see in his final moments, not only is he thinking about Osaragi, but the one of the ideas that she planted in his head is one of the last things he's willing to think about. And then he literally, not begs, but he asks, he goes out of his way to be like, hey, please, whatever you do, look after her for me. Because he in this moment, even if I don't think he's gonna die, Shishiba thinks he's going to die. And his last thoughts aren't cursing the world or cursing anything. He's thinking of the woman he clearly loves, right? And it's like, please take care of her in my stead. And that's sweet. I like that. But let's see. Do me a favor. Oh, please do me a favor. Oh. Okay. Oh. I mean, his phone. I think that's his phone ringing. You had that in your. Wait a second. You had that in your front pocket this entire. Did you even have a front? Hold on. He did. Oh, and it's there. How did I never? I'm gonna do a thing. Hold on. I gotta be tweaking. I gotta be tweaking here. There's no way that phone's been there this entire time. Has that phone been there this entire time? If so, this is like the aura lob of I'm not seeing the coat pocket drawn. Hold on, let me see. Okay, cloak comes off here. I mean, phone probably shouldn't work out to be. We don't see it. All right, good enough. You know what though? I'll buy it. I'll buy that was there the entire time. I just never noticed. Because at least it looks like it's drawn here. Okay, Suzuki Sensei, I'll give you that. Good design detail. And once again, gotta glaze Suzuki Sensei's art real quick. This is a gorgeous panel. Full page panel. Delicious. Man, how you look so majestic even while bloody, bro. Have the taste being out of you, but looking more majestic than I ever have, bro. What's the hair routine? I say like my hair could ever get that long. I mean, maybe, but like I don't think I'd want it that long. It seems like a mess. But, all right, phone ringing. Bring. Let's see. Aww. Oh, his little boo thing called him. His little boo thing. And he's alive. Yeah, of course he's alive. But, as usual, you look bored stiff. Yo. So, I mean, like, she was a little too late to open the fight, but she rolled through, found you. Let's see. Wait! Wait a minute! Speak of him and he shot, wait! Yotamura! Wait! Oh, okay, why was that? I mean, you know what? I gotta give him his due credit. Suzuki Sensei has been catching me off guard consistently with these rollbacks, and this one makes perfect sense. I mean, like, of course, because we had been wondering where he was, right? I mentioned him every couple of chapters, like, I can talk about, but where's Yotamura? Where's Yotamura in forever. There's Yotamura! And he picked up Osaragi. All right, so he was overwatching the fights. He was like, man, I ain't getting involved with this mess. But, okay! Good to see you, Big Yota. You bought it. How'd you break into Osaragi's phone? Use Face ID or something? But yeah, Shishiba's alive. No doubt. Of course he's alive. But hey, Yotamura's here. We take those. Literally one of my favorite characters Sakamoto days. And you know what though? Yotamura also benefits heavily from the Gaku effect. We're like, and you know, I think I may need to sit down and truly reflect on Gozu. I have to do a whole reread of Gozu section. Because when I think about it, Yotamura has never won a major fight on screen. Outside of like, oh no, you dipped your evil wife. Whoop-de-doo. Gaku hasn't won a fight on screen. And I still really like both of those characters. I like Haruma too, but Haruma technically did win a fight. But still, Yotamura, man, I'm so heavily invested in this character. But to be fair, he also does have like a lot of character threats. He's responsible for Shishiba. Shishiba's responsible for Osaragi, meaning Yotamura partially responsible. And obviously Yotamura's responsible for Amane. And I've been just wondering, like, you ever gonna be with your kid again? And oh my word, am I balding? What is that? What is that? Hold on. Please don't do me like this hair. Hold on. Ooh. Oh, okay. Had a brother terrified for. I was like, wow. I shouldn't be that stressed out. I'm old. I ain't balding old just yet. Hold on. Peep the jaw. I don't know what it is. As you can see, this beard it refuses to thicken around here. Like this, nice, thick, firm. And hey, don't get me wrong. I know some of my brothers, some of my peoples who can't even grow a full connected beard. So I'm not complaining. I'm just explaining. Like this, I haven't touched this in months, and it just refuses to thicken up. So it's even worse over here on the left side. And like occasionally, sometimes I brush it right, and it looks immaculate. It looks clean. It looks buttery. It looks juicy. And then sometimes I brush it right, and it's like, brother, we ain't got nothing but 3 hairs here. There ain't nothing to brush. But sorry, back to the story itself. I'm glad Yotamura's back. Let's see. Yeah. I mean, maybe Osaragi just had him on speed dial, or he's Face ID. Popped your eyes open, popped it open, and kept it pushing. Let's see. Go to the underworld. It is my resting place. Get man, maybe you don't get up and deal with your wife. Let's see. Wait, no. I jacked that up. Osaragi. Your partner made it through. Barely, though. Let's see your wounds. I'll treat them. Alright, so yeah, Osaragi still out from the poison. And like I said, I feel like Osaragi's in one of those interesting character cases where she's only lost to the number one in the verse, so she was never going to beat in the first place. But, like, Osaragi's going to be one of those weird characters where, like, you think of Osaragi, you think of the aura, you think of the circle saw, you think of the crazy physical stats, all that. But you think of, like, the characters she actually fought and beat and dominated. Literally half of her fights are against nameless characters. Like, I'm thinking of, like, her major fight against the geisha woman, and then her last major fight in the entire series is against another nameless character. With, like, no backstory or aura. Literally a bum of the kid. And then her other major fight is against literal children, right? She did viciously violate Carolina Reaper, though. I give her credit for that. But, like, outside of that, she did off-guard him in that moment, mind you, digging beneath the ground. Realistically, should be able to react to that. And then what? What the fight she has? She had like a slight gang fight against Yotamura, who then escaped, and then 1v1 Shishiba, and that's when she fought the Geisha woman. And then Dump. Like her first like major fight in the narrative was against Dump. So she has 2 fights against major. Wait, 2? Is it only 1? Is it just Dump? Is Dump the only one with a name that's not like kids? She wins? Am I stupid? Am I forgetting something? I may be forgetting something. But like, like her only major named opponent may just be Dump. And even then, Dump was major for like, what, 2 seconds? So yeah, I do feel bad for Osaragi. She's gonna be one of those characters that like, I don't think she's ever gonna be in Fraud Watch discussions. Sakamoto is way too many characters you can throw in Fraud Watch discussions. But she's gonna be one of those characters that I feel like at least I'm gonna look back on weirdly. Where I'm like, yeah, she did cool stuff. But man, did it never feel like super relevant. Meanwhile, Shishiba gets battles against Yotamura, who has a whole bunch of ties to the world building. Shishiba gets battles against. He was 2v1 in Kumanomi and Carolina Reaper at the same time, even if he didn't win that. He was holding out. He fought Gozu, at least an actual named character, as his final battle. Like, Shishiba got really, really well done in comparison to Osaragi, who kind of got cooked. Let's see. Not cooked in like a bad way. She rarely lost, right? But got cooked in the sense of, man, I feel like the narrative just didn't do her well in terms of her fights. Let's see. Why? Man, Yotamura. Even man, this guy's handsome. He got a strong jawline. Let's see.
Reminds me of old times.
Aw. So, yeah, even Yotamura's like, man, dude, I'm old. I'm getting sentimental now, alright? And he didn't boo me, I like it. Let's see.
What? You're gonna use a bandage you cut with your teeth? That's not sanitary.
Okay. Okay. Apples to oranges, brother. Like you don't take that bandage. To be fair, it is not sanitary. Don't just bite things. Don't bite things if you mean to cut them. Just rip them. Like, Yotamura, you're more than strong enough to actually rip a bandage off.
Look, I already cut it, okay? Let's not waste it. Ew.
No. all this time passes, some things don't change. Let's see. Who? Enough. Move. I'll do it. Oh. Yo, everybody's fine. Well, darn, I guess they met. Man, I mean, it would have been nice to see their reconnection. It would have been nice. But yeah, Amane does technically have ties to every single character here. Amane was getting jumped by Osaragi. Obviously, Yotamura is his dad, and he was basically Shishiba's ward for the museum arc. So Amane being here does make sense. But I think it would have been nice to see him and Yotamura actually meet up properly. Maybe spend a little bit of time with that. Because that was like one of Amane's major, if not only character thing after his like confusion was cleared up with his memories. I was like, Mr. Shishiba, don't move. Your heartbeat might be irregular because of the electric shocks. Hey, Pops. Oh, he calls him Pops. Don't stab my heart like that, Amane. Don't stab my heart. Let's see. Hey, Pops, give me a fresh bandage and water.
Amane? You found him.
Aw. Oh, see, I like that too. I like that Amane managed to find his father. If that's the case, I thought Yotamura may have found him.
Yeah, my dad told me about you, Mr. Shishiba, and about my mom.
That's right. I guess Shishiba never did get to tell Amane. I remember that was one of the precedented things, or like precedences. That's not the word I'm looking for. That's one of the things that was set up back in the museum arc. But because the museum arc, the museum arc ended very weirdly, right? I'm still like, if Sakamotodays had a follow-up point, it was the end of the museum arc, right? Obviously, you can see I've been locked back in for a little bit. Nagumo versus Oki got me, and even if I wasn't fully connected to Gozu, this chapter obviously is getting me. But the end of the museum arc is still like one of the weirdest endings in the series in terms of end of a major arc. So we didn't actually get that plot line resolved here. So I'm glad, even if it had to be resolved off screen, I guess, because obviously, like, Yotamura and Amane weren't gonna fight, right? Like they weren't gonna do that. And then this is still a battle manga at its core, so we probably didn't get to see their initial reunion because it doesn't really matter, because we know they were gonna get together and positive anyway. But still, I'm glad that that plot point was wrapped up off screen, or at least was wrapped up in general. It's like,
huh? I see.
What I want to know is how come you didn't find me as soon as the JA collapsed? That is true. I don't know. Like, I don't have kids right now. I presumably want to have kids like that in the future. I don't think I have kids right now. No, but I know there's some little human beings that exist right now that if anything were to happen to them, I would tear the world apart looking for them. So like, I can't imagine what happened when I have my own kids, and I know I want to be like, dude, like, why was it not your top priority? Let's see.
I told you already. I didn't know how to face you.
Aw. So that gives even more precedence to Amane hunting him down. Being like, hey, stop running! Stop running from the child support, Dad. Let's see.
I'm sorry. I will never disappear on you again.
Aw, that's sweet. You know what? See, so some people, a friend of mine started watching the reviews, and they're like, man, Pencil, you are a cold-hearted being who thrives on nothing but despair. And no, I like when my main characters suffer. Everybody else, I'm happy when they have a happy ending like this. And I'm glad Amane gets a happy conclusion with his father. Let's see. And his father gets a happy conclusion with Amane. Let's see. Stupid old man.
Mr. Yotsumura, I think I finally understand what you were saying. Just a little bit.
Oh, see, that's a nice conclusion of the character too. Now he understands, because the thing with Shishiba, right? He viewed everything as a job. He wasn't really connected to the assassin world or the world beyond it. Like, he didn't have a reason or a purpose for what he was doing. He was just doing it to survive. And Yotamura was like, you need to do it for more than that. You need to have a level beyond. And Shishiba just didn't get that. But now that he was on the verge of death, and now that he like fully connected with what Osaragi's belief was, and connected with Osaragi, he now finally understands what Yotamura was talking about. And luckily enough, I don't think Osaragi's gonna try and off their kid. Let's see.
Just a little bit. What?
Yotamura's like,
there's a lot of stuff, kid. What are we talking about? Let's see. Sometimes there's stuff you can only find in a messy room. Yeah. Oh, that's sweet. Oh, that's sweet. If we do get a little mini epilogue, I hope we get to see these two like living on a farm or something. They deserve it. They deserve it. Good. Two great characters. Let's see. Oh! And we're back to okay. So we're going some peak to peak. All right, we're getting Kipe versus I believe it was a double team, right? It was against both of the Saba brothers. Let's see. Hey, Saba, let's call it quits, man. If you don't struggle, you won't suffer. You can't hold out with those wounds. Oh, don't! No, how'd you get off screen, bro? How'd you get low dips off screen? What? Big, bro. All right, and Natsuki's heavily down. All right, so maybe we're gonna get a little flashback to see how we got to this point, but looks like we're moving from fight to fight to fight, which does make sense. We do have a lot to wrap up before we actually get to the final battle of Sakamoto and Izuki. So hold on. W jab. Like honestly, dare I say, a 10 out of 10? 10 out of 10. It wraps up a lot of plot lines. It gives good sends-offs to all the characters involved. Like, literally, even if like I said, Gozo isn't much of a character. He got a proper send-off and saying goodbye and acknowledging his love and care for his friends. And dies. Shishiba got a good send-off by finally accepting that he's been affected by the world around him in a very substantial way and is able to at least somewhat dream of living happily with Osaragi, and then that wish is answered by the old master that he spared. So like Shishiba's life is spared because he spared the guy who spared his life many times before. Like it's a beautiful full circle kind of thing, and I really like. Then we obviously have Yotamura just being reintroduced into the narrative, which I love. You know, I love Yotamura. And then Amane gets his character resolution. Like I said, it's a shame their initial meeting was off screen, but I like Amane's agency in the whole thing. I like how he was able to track down Yotamura, and I like how Yotamura promises not to abandon him anymore. That's all really good stuff. And then we're cutting back to Kipe. I actually really like Kipe. Kipe is like literally one of the only characters of this new match I actually really like. And you can see, I remember his name. And that's high praise for coming from your boy, because I remember anybody's name. But with it being the case, if you made it all the way in this video, please do me a favor and leave no more hammers. No more hammers in the comment section down below. One of the things for watching, leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure it's that lethal notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, you're going to have a Patreon down below. You support me for as low as $1. Come on. Things like exclusive videos, like content, and more. And so now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 to get the same perks and more. So those perks include live reactions with the series I have to review, and unedited versions of all my reviews. If you'll notice, the Sakamoto Days reviews look a little bit checked out. Then I flipped, they messed around, they zoomed in. It's because the channel nearly got blown up because of Sakamoto Days, but Patreon members get full, regular-looking versions of the content, and along with full, regular-looking versions of all the content. Not just all the content on this channel, but all the content on the second channel I got the reaction, link in the description down below and in the card in the upper right-hand corner. On top of that, I do have a link to my Twitch down below. I stream every Friday, 8 p.m. ES Tizzle. On top of that, I do have my Ko-Fi down below, where you drop 5 minutes to a short video, or anything small video, or any support at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. But now, I want to thank you for watching once again. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is that guy with the pencil, writing off. I'd like to give a thank you to our sketch tier members: Eternal Flame, Riddle 4765, Astro, Glacier XZ, Zera, J2MA, Buddha Uda, Yuki Ally, Grim, Ollie, DeBoy, Corey Watson, Damon Brown, Tim Thomas, Kaving, OrXN, Dead Meme, Keon Stewart, Edwin Idwignoba, Straw, Antavius Mitchell, Superflame Zero, Weary Exile, Alex Kenny, Todd, The Practical One, Landon Clapwick, Heath Nelson, CAET, Plan Crone, Brandon Payne, Black Sage, Multi-Batman Superman, Zalims, Joe Bean, Sleepin' John, The Young Family Pastel Pandora, Mosity King DKG, Akolade Babatunde, at JDog2656, Union Eye, Funny Dude, Athenzi Shear, Sino King, Shish King, CCC, Enzo, Kitty Liddy, Gerald Harris, Dino, Victor Jacobs, Axis XC, RTM, Gangatron, Praise the Sun, Blast, Magic, Andreen Bonnet, Scion, and John Malcolm. And then I'd like to give a thank you to our line art tier patrons, Dread Zoan, Kevin Encarnaus, Midnight Lord 21, and Sean. Then I'd like to give a thank you to our Ink tier members, Shrimp the Fourth Shrimp 06. Then I'd like to give a thank you to our digital art tier members, J Warrior and AZ Void. I'd like to give a final thank you to our colored art tier patrons, Walkie Munoz and Walkie Munoz.